In the past 5 years, I have been painting exclusively on my iPad, and I thought it was high time for me to start learning how to do things traditionally. So I tried my hand on watercolors, and what I thought to be a fun stroll in the park turned out to be something far more challenging than I had expected. Before I share with you this whole journey, let me show you the art supplies that I got my hands on. After considerable research, this is what I settled on. 100% cotton made watercolor paper, 300 GMS. This basically means the paper can absorb more water without warping. And the paper comes in two presses, hot and cold. So I got my hands on a few to try them out. I got brushes of different sizes, both synthetic and animal hair, the latter being able to hold more water. And of course we need a watercolor set. And last but certainly not least, a ceramic mixing palette for mixing colors. Getting the art supplies was such a thrill, and I was enjoying myself too much until the time came to actually paint. Honestly, I felt an overwhelming feeling of dread. I didn't know where to start and how to start. I never painted traditionally before. So I took the plunge and tried to paint an apple. From there I started looking up video tutorials on YouTube and messing about with watercolors as I went along. When I felt confident, I decided to redraw a fox drawing that I made a couple of years ago. It was absolutely disheartening. What happened to my art skills? It felt that it evaporated into thin air. From this to this.
Brother, what's that? What's that, brother?
Watercolors proved to be more difficult than I had expected, and the pressure of showing significant progress was slowly starting to weigh me down. Eventually I thought this was not possible, not without patience, practice and time. With my expectations managed, I decided to step back and start focusing on painting simpler subjects like fruits. And that's when I got close at understanding watercolors. These are the things that I learned. Controlling the amount of water in the paint dictates the lightness or the darkness of the value of that color. Over time I learned that watercolors has a limited value range, meaning I can't achieve the same intensity as I would with digital art. Speaking of colors, mixing colors is a skill in of itself. On my iPad it was very easy. All the colors were literally under my fingertips. I had to dedicate a few sessions to learn and develop this skill by trying to reach a particular color, and it really was a fun process when I got good at it. And then there is patience. If anything, watercolor taught me not to be hasty, because with watercolors, when you paint, depending on the techniques, you have to wait for the paint to dry. Then you can go back over it and paint again, and then wait. Slowing down was absolutely crucial, and I really had to be very careful and delicate with my stroke marks. I kept at it for 2 months until the excitement started to fade away, and little by little I found myself drawing less and less, until one day I realized it was time for me to let go. Although the challenge I set for myself remains unfinished and the result weren't quite as magnificent as I had hoped, I still came away better. I haven't quite given up on watercolors. I simply need to take some time away from it, and eventually in the future, with quite certainty, I will return and start this challenge again. And that's it from me, and I'll catch you on the next challenge. Maybe it's going to be about languages, sports, haven't decided yet. But anyway, until next time, take care.